Yeah. Okay. Yep. Hello everyone. Just a second. Yep. We are live. Hello everyone. Hope you are doing great. Uh, if you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up in the live chat so that it's clear to me that you can hear me. Okay. But just give some thumbs up or some react on the live chat if you can hear me. Hi Pratyush. Hi Sumit. Yeah. Good. Okay then. Okay. Hi. Okay, so before taking your questions, let me give a brief introduction about myself and then we can jump right into your questions. So, hello everyone, I'm Sai Moukthik and I'm from Hyderabad. I've done my engineering from Usmania University, a top engineering school in Telangana. Uh, Post that, I've worked for 2 years in a fintech company as a software engineer. And then last year I decided to pursue my dream of MBA, and then I started my preparation around August 2023. Gave my CAT, scored 99.64 percentile with a 99.96 percentile in BRC. And then I gave that again because XLRI is obviously one of my dream B schools. So I gave that and I scored 99.29 percentile in that. And here I am at XLRI right after my term 2 and term 1, sorry. So yeah, that was a bit about me. uh, I can see a couple of questions. Okay, my voice is a bit low. Okay. Let me check. Just a second. Let me turn off the fan. Can you hear me better now, Sumit? uh, Sumit, can you hear me now? Okay, let me disconnect my earphones for good measure. But yeah, okay. I hope my intro was clear. But yeah, if you have any questions about my profile, about my journey, you can ask me in the due time. But yeah, I have a couple of questions. So a couple of questions already. So I'll try to answer those. From Akash Roy, 7 years ka gap and average ACATS. Can I get into XLRI? That depends on a lot of factors, Akash. So gap, if you can have a good justification of the gap, why that gap has happened, then if you can give a good justification, then you can actually get into Excel. There are a lot of people here with average ACADS, but they have exceptional extracurricular activities. So only ACADS doesn't matter as long as you have a well-rounded profile. So, and also at this point of time, don't worry about your ACADS, don't worry about your gap year. Just focus on the exam, try to get the best percentile that you can, and try to get the interview call from the school that you want, and then you can worry about it. So the first things first, you just need to focus on the exam right now. You have a lot of time to worry about everything else later. So my advice would be just focus on the exam now. Try to get try to score as much as you can. Try to get the call, and then you can you know justify your reason, and I'm pretty sure you'll do good. Okay, I hope I answered your question, Akash. uh, okay, Pratyush Kumar, I really want to get into XLRA. Tell me how to do it. Okay, so that's a very open-ended question. But yeah, so huh. So good, it's good to know that you want to get into XLRI, because many people out there actually want to. So the first step would obviously be giving your SAT examination, which will be conducted in the first week of January. I'm not sure of the exact date of this year, but it was on January 7th, 2024. So it will be around the same time this year as well. So first step would be obviously to ace the exam. Try to get as high of a percentile as you can, preferably 99 plus if you want to get into the BM program. But if you are targeting for HR program, 98 would also be fine. And mind you that that exam doesn't have any reservation as such. So it's purely merit based and your profile based. So irrespective of your category, you'll have to score good in that to stand a chance. But there are people here who scored around 90, so it doesn't be yeah. Reconnection successful OBS studio. हाँ हो गया हो गया. मुझे वीडियो में नहीं दिख रहा है अब तक. ठीक है. Yeah. Sorry guys. Sorry, for some reason my internet was my Wi-Fi got disconnected. Sorry for that. I hope I'm audible again. I hope, yeah. I hope I'm I hope you can see me. But okay, I was talking about Vignesh. Before that, I was talking about Akash. So if there is a valid medical reason, then it shouldn't be an issue. People here are very accommodating. They are very inclusive. They give everyone a fair shot, so you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about the gap that you have because of your medical reasons. Just focus on preparing for that very well and do extremely well, and you'll be here. I hope you do well, and I hope that you are completely fine now. Okay, let's go to the next question. Okay, Vignesh. So you are asking how to justify 2 year age gap. I'm not really sure what that means. Age gap. I'm assuming that it's a gap in your profile that you're referring to, meaning that you didn't study, you are not enrolled in a particular course, or maybe you're not working for that 2 year gap, 2 year period. I'm assuming that you're referring to that. And to answer you, there must be a reason that you have that gap, right? So if you can properly justify your profile, the gap in your profile, there that wouldn't be an issue. They are very inclusive. They'll give a fair shot to everyone. So you don't have to worry about it, because I know people here who prepared for UPSC for 2 to 3 years or 4 years maybe, and they couldn't get into the service that they wanted. So again, they wanted to give a shot to MBA, so they prepared and they are here despite having a 2 to 3 year gap in their profile. So as long as you have a valid reason for that gap, it should be fine. You don't have to worry about it. And again, as I said, at this point of time, you have to completely focus on giving your best shot at XAT or CAT, whatever exam that you are targeting, and just just put all your efforts in that and leave the rest to to the later part. So you don't have to worry about it now. Just focus on the XAT and CAT examinations, and all the best for that. Okay, from Rohit Das. Your profile is 777, work at 6 months. What should I do? How much percentile needed? And which extracurricular should I do it better? I'm a BCom account honors graduate. Okay, Rohit. So profile, to be honest, is not in the top percentile of the people who are here. But being having said that, I know people who have a similar profile. I know a person who has a 6 in his profile, yet he is here. He is in my class, to be honest, and he's one of the brightest students in the class. So your past records do have a role to play in your, in the selection process, but it's not the ultimate thing. There are a lot of other things that matters, like your XAT score, like your extracurriculars, like your you are from BCom account honors, so that's a good thing, because usually B schools are trying to diversify their uh, student demographics. So they you'll get some diversity points as because you are non-engineer. So that's a plus point. So coming to how much percentile needed, I think to be safe you have to score as much as you can, probably 99.5 plus. But again, it depends on situation to situation, right? So we don't know what exactly transpires in this B school recruitment process, admission process. It's a black box, but all you can control right now is your ZAT examination. You have to do well, extremely well. Try your best to do well in ZAT, and you don't have to worry about anything else because that's not in your control. You can't change your past academics. So just focus on the ZAT exam. Try to maximize your score and prepare well. That would be my advice. But if you have anything in specific, please feel free to ask. Okay. Rohitas, it's your dream B school. Good to know. Even it was mine. I hope I'll see you here next year. Okay. Rohitas, I think I've answered your question, but if you have anything other than this or anything in specific, please feel free to ask. I'll be happy to answer. Pratish Kumar, your profile is GEM 957. Will my low engineering make my life difficult? Okay, so Pratyush, your 10th is very good. That's positive sign. Yeah, having a 5 in engineering, it will be difficult. But as I said, I have a friend in my class who has 6 in engineering. But yet he is in my class and he's one of the brightest in the entire cohort. So as long as you can justify why you got less in engineering, maybe it's because you're some medical reason, or maybe you are pursuing something else while you're in engineering, like some extracurricular activity or anything of that sort. As long as you can justify that why you got a bit less in your engineering, you should be fine. But again, as I said, focus on giving your best in CAT and XAT, and then you can worry about all this later because these are not in your control. You can't change your past academics, so there's no point in worrying about that. Just focus on that. Put your complete focus on it. Give your best and make sure that you crack that. So that would be my advice. Okay, Ashwini Jha. I hope I answer. Okay, sorry. Before Ashwini Jha, there is Agarwal. 786 no work ex 5 month internship. Any chance for any good B school? Yeah, so 5 month internship experience, that won't be counted as the work experience. So you'll be considered as a fresher. And coming to ACATS 786, uh, they are decent. I wouldn't say that they are good because for obvious reasons, but they are good enough. There are a lot of B schools who don't give much weightage to ACATS. Maybe not all IIMs, but there are a few new and baby items who doesn't give that much weightage to ACATS. And there's FMS as well, of course. FMS. They don't have any weightage to work experience. They don't have much weightage to your engineering. They give some weightage to your 10th and 12th scores, but it isn't much. It's around 10%. So if you can get an extremely good CAT score, you can definitely get into FMS. Same goes for XLRI as well. They don't give much weightage to ACATS. Um, most of the for these two B schools, most of the weightage is given to the competitive exam, CAT and XAT respectively, and your profile as well. So you don't have to worry about it. Again, I'm reiterating myself. Don't worry about your profile at this point of time. Focus on your exam. Focus on your XAT, which is CAT, which is what, less than 30 days away, right? Less than 30 days. It's in less than 30 days, so you have to focus on that instead of worrying about your profile, which is not in your control. And after that, you obviously have that as well. And I'm not sure if there are any other entrance exams, but these two are the major ones that I have prepared for. So focus on preparing for this. Focus on giving your best here, and yeah, and hope for the best. That's what I would say. Okay, Agarwal, I've answered your question. Ashwini Jha, can you please tell me what extra preparation is needed for that apart from CAT? What are the things that I need to do extra for that? Okay, that's a good question, Ashwini. Ashwani, sorry for mispronouncing your name. Okay, so in CAT, from at least from what have observed, CAT focuses more on testing the speed because you have to solve three sections in 2 hours. But in that, at least during my time, it was 3 hour examination for three sections. There was no rush. You could take all the time in the world to solve the questions, and that one difference that that I've observed between CAT and XAT. The second one would be okay. Let me give my views on the difficulty level of the exams. Coming to VARC section, I feel that is a bit difficult, and I think most of others would also, agree with that. It's a bit difficult, but again, you don't have the time constraint and you can switch between the sections, right? So you don't have to stick with one section, complete it, and go to the next. You can switch between sections, so you can prioritize what you want to do. So that may VRC is a bit difficult. There is no LRDA section as such. It is included in Quant. It's called, I don't remember the name, but it's basically Quant plus LRDA, something around those lines. But again, that is relatively easier than CAT. The questions are not as difficult as CAT and you can easily crack it. You don't have to prepare anything extra for that. So your CAT preparation should be sufficient for your quant preparation of XAT. And for VRC, probably you just need to go through a few poems because they love asking questions from poems and probably do a bit more practice in VRC. But nothing extra that you have to do, just a bit more practice for that. But there's a entirely separate section called DM, decision making in that, which is not there in CAT. So you have to prepare for that. Uh, and we have iQUANTA for you to iQUANTA to help you in that regard. They are starting their classes at 4 p.m. today, and the first class is free. So you can obviously join them, and you can know everything about the exam, everything about how to prepare and how to approach the exam. So you don't have to worry about that. It's taken care by iQUANTA. So yeah, if you have anything in specific to ask, you can always comment again. Okay, Ashwani, I hope I've answered your question. Kamlesh Pal, in that exam, which part of quant should I focus more? Which should I focus more? Okay, don't get into that trap. Please give equal importance to all the topics. Please be prepared in all aspects. Uh, because in CAT, at least in CAT last year, uh, before before 2023 CAT exam, there were most of the weightage was given to what arithmetic and geometry, if I remember correctly, and we focused more on that. But come the D day, many of the questions were from algebra, and that's why the you know the score to get 99% in quant it dropped because people were not expecting that. So you can't, you can't, rely on rely completely on a few topics and hope that you get good in particular section. Rather, I would suggest complete as much of the syllabus as you can, and obviously you can focus on the important topics, but don't completely bank on that because on the D day we don't know what will happen. So because we have a lot of time for that, at least we have what 3 months, 2 months, more than 2 months. So you have ample time to prepare. So please don't focus on only important topics. Rather try to be more well-rounded uh, in at least in quant. Okay, Kamlesh, I hope I answered your question. Rohit Das, which extracurricular activities should I do and some certifications also, sir? I'm willing to learn finance. Okay, Rohit. So, extracurricular activities. I'm not really sure what you can do in this short of a period because mostly, at least my friends here are they have excellent extracurricular activities in regards of debating competitions that they did since they were in the school or UG. Same goes for sports. Same goes for elocutions. So extracurricular activities are these sort of things which you have been doing for the past few years, be it music, sports, literature, and I'm not really sure if you can do anything right now given the paucity of time. But certifications as well. I'm not really into finance, so I can't really give any good advice on that aspect. So I'm sorry about that. I can't give a well-informed answer. So instead of giving instead of giving you some false information, I'd rather ask you to ask someone else who are much more informed than me. So sorry for not answering that. Pratyush Kumar. Okay, again that guy with six in engineering. How much did he score in that? I'm not really sure because once you come here, you don't really ask everyone else what their that score is. But I'm assuming it should be 98.5 plus. Uh, but I can be wrong as well. But he's not in the 99.9 range. That's for sure because I know the people who are in 99.9 range. So don't worry about that. Just try to give your best shot in that and don't worry about your profile. Uh, that will be my advice again. Uh, Agarwal, can you tell does IMTG and IMI daily have sections or not? Sorry, I'm not really informed about that. Probably you can just do a quick Google search and you can get the answer to that. But I don't have any information on that. Sorry. Okay, how is MBA GM program at XLRI? Jalaj Kanahani. Kahanani. Sorry for mispronouncing your name. Yeah, MBA GM program is very good here. I have met a lot of people from GMP program, as I say, GMP, GM program, I guess. They are very good. They have, you know, huge experience in the domain that they come from. They have very good experience, and there's a mix of people from across the industry. So the cohort is really good, and they conduct a lot of events where industry leaders from across the country come here to Jamshedpur and speak. They do podcasts, they do roundtables. So it's a really good program, at least from what I know. But please do your due diligence before you take any decision. So at least from my knowledge, from what I've seen here, it's a good program. It's well regarded in the industry as well. Riya Dodwani, how to ace that quant section. Huh. So there is no particular answer to it. Just practice as many questions as you can, solve previous year questions. And in the exam, you don't have any paucity of time like you have in CAT. So if quant is something that is troubling you, maybe you can spend a bit more time in quant other than the other two sections. So you don't have to. There's no secret mantra as such to do well in quants. Just practice, don't do any silly mistakes like calculation errors and such, and you'll be good. So there's no particular way to prepare for quants for that. It's same for cat. It's same as cat. So just that you have an added advantage of not having the time constraint, so you can put a bit more time in quant. So if that helps, it's good. I hope I've answered your question, Ria. Uh, so that quants is a bit tough. How to ask them? I don't think that quants is tougher than CAT. It's more or less on the same level. Uh, at least I felt it was a bit easier than CAT last year. Maybe that was the case for last year, but I'm not sure. But from what I know, that quants is more or less similar to CAT, so you don't have to prepare anything extra for that, unless there is something that they've added to the syllabus this year, which I'm not aware of. But yeah, you don't have to worry too much about it. If you are prepared for CAT, you'll do well in that, given that you have extra time to solve those questions as well. So don't worry too much about it. I hope I've answered your question, Ria. Agarwal, does NGO certificate work in profile? I'm not really sure what you mean here, but yeah, if you are asking that, if you are saying that you have worked in an NGO and if you have worked in an NGO in the past, then definitely it will help your profile. But make sure that you are passionate about that, passionate about the work that the NGO does, and make sure that you are well aware of what the NGO is doing right now. So if they ask you questions about the NGO, you should be in a position to answer those questions. You shouldn't say that you have worked in the NGO in the past and now I don't have no clue what they're doing right now. It shouldn't be that. You should be well versed of what they're doing right now, and you should be really interested in the work that they are doing. So if that's the case, then definitely yes, it will definitely help your profile. It's a very good point, to be honest. Hey, hi Rohit. Thank you. Okay, it was my pleasure. It was very helpful for me. I pleasure to meet you at XLRI next year. I look forward to meeting you, Rohit. I hope you make it. And if you come here, there is this popular spot in the campus called Bishuda, and there's also another popular spot called Dadus. These two are the eateries, legendary eateries, as they say. Every alum who comes to XLRI, they never miss eating here. So if you are here, if you meet, the treat is on me. I hope we do. I hope we meet. Okay, going to next question. Arya Pradeep, how is the HRM program at XLRI? How are the placements for the same? Okay, so XLRI, the HR program in XLRI is apparently the best in Asia. And after coming here, I should say it is because the quality of students that I have seen here is exceptional, and the academic rigor that they have to go through the HR batch, it's next to none. I'm not sure if any other B school in the country, offers this kind of academic rigor, this kind of talent that the industry is looking for. So if you want to get into HR domain, then you can't go wrong coming to XLR. It's the best out there, and I can vouch for that. And coming to the placements, it's exceptional. HR placements are exceptional, and I can't reveal anything about the placements. But you can find it, with with Google search. But take my word for it, HR program here at XLRA is the best, so you can't go wrong with it. But make sure that you're actually interested in HR. If you're not interested in HR and you come here just for the sake of placements or just for the sake of being at Excel, then that doesn't make sense because you won't be learning too much if you're not interested. So make sure that you're interested. But if you are interested, then Excel is the best place that you can be at. So yeah, Jeevan Jose, I hope Jeevan Jose or Jeevan Jose, I hope I'm not butchering your name, but I'll go with Jeevan. Okay, I'm a fresher, so no work ex. I'm not really sure what what are you trying to ask, but okay, I'm assuming that you are a fresher and you have no work ex, which is a given, and I'm assuming that you are asking if you have a chance at getting into Excel or some other B school. Yeah, you do. In HR program here at Excel, I think close to 35-40% or more than that are freshers. 30% in BM batch are freshers. In FMS, the number goes till 40-50%. Same for IM Calcutta. So having no work is not an issue. Just prepare well for your exams and do well in the interviews. That's what I would say. I hope I've answered your question, Jivan. Ria, how many questions in VLR, DMM, and each section one should solve to score 95 percentile? So Ria, there is no hard and fast rule on how many questions that you have to solve. Because see, last year, uh, okay, so in 2023 CAT XAT, to get a 99 percentile, I think people had to score 42 marks or something like that. But last year, I scored what 35, 36 marks, and I got 99.3. So there's a huge gap. As you can see, because the number of questions that you have to solve, it depends on the difficulty level of the paper. It depends on the It depends on how well others are doing in the exam because it's scored relatively, percentile, so relatively. So I wouldn't suggest you to, set a hard and fast number of questions that you have to attempt. Don't go in with that mindset. Rather, try to go and solve as many questions as you can, and that would be the best approach. Given uh, that would be the best approach, irrespective of the difficulty of the paper, right? So you wouldn't have any regrets coming out of the examination hall. So let's say if the question paper was very easy, but still you were like, I'll do 10 questions each from each section, questions from each section, and you do that and you come back and you score 30 or 35. Then because the question paper was easy, you'll score less. But if the question paper is hard and still you score that much, then you'll score higher percentile. So it's very random. So I'll suggest you not to go in with that kind of a mindset. Don't have a preset number of questions that you want to attempt. Just go there, be calm, solve as many questions as you can, and you'll have no regrets, irrespective of the difficulty of the paper and irrespective of the performance of others. So don't think of don't think of the exam as the number of questions that you have to solve. Rather, maximize the number of questions that you'll solve and do well. All the best for that. I hope I've answered your question, Priya. Rohit Das, go for the coffee for sure. Sure. I'm looking forward to that, Rohit. Agarwal, if the interview ends in very less time, your chance is very less in converting. The more time the interview goes, increases your chance in converting or myth. Okay. Okay, so that's a myth. There is no relation whatsoever to the duration of the interview and your chance of converting the interview. There's no relation whatsoever. If someone says otherwise, don't believe them. Because I've given what 11, 12 interviews, B school interviews, I guess. And I can say from my experience, and I can also say from what I've seen from my friends. See, let's talk about XLRI interview. My interview lasted for 25 minutes, I guess. And the person who went just before me for the interview, his interview lasted for 7 to 10 minutes, something like that. But we both are here in Excel. He's actually right in like 3, 4 rooms from me. That's it. So we both converted Excel. We both converted PM, same interview that we gave. So his interview was very short, 7 to 10 minutes. My interview was relatively long, 25 minutes. But yet we are both here. So there is no such relation between the duration of the interview and your chances of converting it. And a fun fact. So in my Excel interview, after 25 minutes, the interviewer, one of the professors here, he was like, "You're not well prepared this year. Please come back next year and be prepared." And he told me this, and he asked me to leave the room. Yet I am sitting here, and I converted it in the first shortlist. I was not even waitlisted. So interviews are again a black box, and we are not sure what they are looking for in a person, in a candidate. There are a lot of things. So even if you answer a few questions wrong, still you have a chance of converting the interview because we actually never know what they are looking for in a candidate. So don't worry too much about that. And obviously the thing that you just mentioned, the duration and the conversion of answers, it's a myth. There's no relation as such. So don't believe anyone who says that that's the case. So yeah. Well, I've answered your question, Mahek. Could you tell us about your journey? Okay, I'll try to keep it brief, given the paucity of time. So I've already said about my profile before we begin the stream, but I think you are, uh, I think you have joined now. Okay, I'll again give a brief about my profile. So I've done my engineering from Usmania University, a top state university in Telangana. I did it in 2020. I passed out in 2022, post which I worked for 2 years in a fintech company as a software engineer. So I've started my preparation, CAT and XAT preparation. Not XAT preparation as such, but first CAT because that comes before that. So when I started preparing, I was like, I was focusing mostly on, IM, ABC, FMS, and Excel. I was like, if I'm not gonna get into these colleges, I'm not gonna do an MBA because it didn't make sense for me. But that might be a different case for everyone. People's preferences change, but that was my preference back then. So I started my preparation in August 2023. The exam was in November 2023, that CAT exam. So I started preparing. I didn't take any coaching as such in the first, at least for CAT. So and also was working full time. So I tried to practice as much as I can in the time that I had. And thanks to my office, I had hybrid work, so I didn't have to go to office every single day. So that helped me to reduce, uh, to make the most of my time. So I prepared for 3 months, around 3 months, and I gave CAT. I got 99.64 percentile in CAT with 99.96% in an BAS section. But I didn't receive any calls from Blackie because my DLR was not good, and also my overall percentile was not good given that I was a GEM, general engineer male. So after that, I got a few good calls, SPJ, FMS, IFT from CAT, and all other IMs, CAP IMs, and every other IM other than Blackie. And like then I gave ZAT. I scored 99.29 percentile. For ZAT, I joined a local cohort. Not to not that I couldn't prepare on my own. Rather, I wanted some company. So I prepared with a cohort. I did decently good in ZAT. I got 99.3 percentile, 29 percentile. Then I gave all the interviews, and here I am at Excel. And also throughout my journey, I was actively following iQUANTA on Instagram. They used to provide these questions that I used to solve to check my knowledge. I gave I remember giving their mock, free mock, all India mock, and I used to you know I used to consistently follow their YouTube streams, marathons of the profs, of the teachers solving the questions. That helped me a lot in clarifying my concepts. So yeah, that's my journey in a brief. In brief, and my profile is 999. Uh, so that helped. But I don't have any extracurriculars. So yeah, that was my journey. Does GM and BM program have similar companies and packages? Jalaj, I'm not really sure about the packages, but but yeah, there are similar companies who recruit for both GM and BM. But you can go through the brochure, GM brochure of XLRI. You can find it on the website. If I'm not wrong, you can go through it and you can find all the information because I'm not really sure of this, so I'd rather not answer. But go through the XLRI website, you'll find the GMP brochure and you can find every single information that you're looking for. Okay, yeah. So does LR really comes in VLR section? I have solved a few question papers but couldn't find them. Okay, as I said, so the LRDI in CAT is very difficult, at least compared to other competitive exams. So that's why I think that in that they have QADI and VALR, if I'm not wrong. So basically, they've split it and put a few questions in VA and few questions in Quant. And again, the difficulty level of DALR in ZAT is is not high, at least till last year. So you there might be a case that you couldn't find it because you didn't realize that it was a LR question. It's a bit different from the LR questions that are asked in CAT, but trust me, there are a few LR questions in that exam as well. But it's just that they are relatively easy. That's why you didn't realize that it's an LR question. Or maybe in that particular year they didn't give the LR question. But trust me, there will be some LR questions and DI questions as well in that exam, but they won't be as difficult as CAT. Don't worry too much about it. Uh, yeah, I hope I've answered your question. Agarwal, oh my god, it means they will test your patience. It's not an answer, it's temperament of the candidate they are searching. Agree. No, I won't agree to that because we don't know. It's a black box again. It was that maybe in my case, but if you answer all the questions wrong, then obviously they won't take you. So you have to get your questions, most of the questions right. If you have missed a couple of questions here and there, then that's fine. Because they understand that every day might not be your day, and just because you didn't answer a couple of questions, it doesn't mean that you're a bad candidate, right? So that's what I meant. And it's not the case that they'll only test your patience and temperament. It also depends on the panel that you are in. There might be some panelists who are looking for people who answer all the questions right, irrespective of their temperament, irrespective of their patience. So it again depends hugely on the panel that you get. It depends. It depends on a lot of factors. It's basically a black box. You never know because there are some interviews in where I thought I would definitely convert this B school and I didn't even get waitlisted. And there are a few interviews where I thought I've definitely timed the interview and I got into the B school. Like, for example, XLRI. I thought I wouldn't make it given how my interview went, but still I'm here. So it's a black box. We don't know what they're looking for. We don't know how they're gonna evaluate you. Just make sure that you are well presented. Make sure that you're honest, not too honest. Uh, don't say something that you might regret later. But yeah, be honest as much as you can. Be presentable. Be humble. Don't cross question them. Don't cut them off while they're speaking. Be humble and hope for the best. That's what I can say at this point. Okay. Harshit Raghuvanshi, how much you score on your iCats? Okay, I've given a few marks. From uh, different sources. But I didn't do well in any of the mocks, trust me. So the highest that I got in a mock is 96% I guess. That's it. But on the day of the CAT, I got 99.64. So one thing that changed here was I didn't give up. I never let low scores affect me. I trusted myself, and I had a good, friend group who trusted me more than myself. So just don't give up. Don't feel demotivated if your mock scores are less. Just make sure that you are trying to, improve whatever you are getting wrong in your mocks. That's the whole point of giving a mock, right? So just try to improve. Just try to make sure that you don't make the same mistakes, and you'll be golden. Just don't let low mock scores affect you. That's what I would say. Rohit Das, best source for DM, either past year paper or any other good sources which help. You can obviously follow iQUANTA for their quality content. And apart from that, past papers are a really good source. Those help me a lot to, gauge the difficulty of the actual examination. So you can't go wrong with past year papers. But yeah, iQUANTA and past year papers, you'll be good. Otherwise, if interviewer is grilling you how to react, you can tell better. Just don't react too much. Be calm, be patient. If they are grilling you, try to be as composed as you can. Try to answer every question that they are asking. They might be asking you questions that they know that you can't answer, yet they ask you to see how you react in that particular situation. So if you don't know any answer, just say that you don't know any answer, but make sure to let them know that you're willing to learn. Uh, and yeah, just be patient, be humble. That's what I would say. Yeah, how to increase your score in that mocks or by solving previous question papers. Okay, so there is no particular mantra to increase your scores. Try to answer as many questions as you can, as correctly as you can. Don't rake in a lot of negative marks because that will hurt in hurt in the bigger picture. Don't. So only if you are sure of an answer, or only if you are 80% sure that you know the answer, only then go for the answer. You have to take risks, but you have to take calculated risks. Just don't mark anything that you'll feel like. Uh, Actually, that I hope I wish that someone have given me that advice back then, because I used to, even if I'm 50-50 about an answer, I used to mark it. But you shouldn't do that, because negative marks hurt. Trust me. Because okay, for example, in CAT 2023, what happened with me in DLRS, uh, I scored. I've solved two sets completely, but I got three questions wrong, and that hurt me a lot. A lot. Trust me, a lot. So don't try to you know guess an answer. As just mark the answer if you are sure, and take calculated risks. That's how you can maximize score in CAT or in XAT, in whatever exam that you are giving. Just try to not get negative marks. That would be my advice. Tanmay Shruti, I have 10, 60, 12, 70, BBA 70.145, currently in third year, gender non-engineer, male, sir. According to you, can I convert XLRI with this profile? If yes, what would be a safe percentile? Again, as I said earlier, there isn't any safe percentile for any profile. I know people with 99.89 percentile, 99.9 percentile getting rejected at Excel. And getting, I know people with 96 percentile in Excel. So there is no such concept of having a safe percentile. One of my seniors who passed out this year, 2024, he had 92 percentile in XAT, yet he converted XLRI HR program. He did extremely well here. He got very good placement. So your XAT score is just one component of it. I'm not saying that having a good SAT score is not necessary, but I'm saying that there is no safe percentile as such. Just try to maximize your SAT score as much as you can and hope for the best. That's what I would say. There is no concept of having the safe SAT score or CAT score. Agarwal, what is my name? Okay, a bit too late to ask that question, but okay. My name is Moukthik, Moukthik. You can find that in the thumbnail of the live as well if you want to. Yeah, Dwani, my score is around 15. Will it increase in 2 months? How to do it? Do it then. Okay, if your score is around 15, then I think your concepts are not clear yet. Maybe try focus more on fundamentals. Focus on clearing the concepts. iQUANTA classes are starting from 4 o'clock today. I'm pretty sure that will help you a lot. So clear your concepts, practice a lot. 2 months, if you ask me, is sufficient time, because I've done it. uh, so don't worry too much about it. Just try to clear your fundamentals, practice as many questions as you can, and yeah, you'll do good. I'm pretty sure of it. Okay, Agarwal. I hope I do. But thank you for your kind words. Harshit Raghuvanshi. I'm too bad at communication skills and doesn't have confidence in speaking. Should I join an institute for communication skills or interview trainer along with PI and GD preparation? You don't need to. To be honest, even my communication is not as good as I want it to be, as you can clearly see. I need to work on it. But yeah, no one is perfect, right? So you don't have to worry too much about it. You don't have to join a specific institute for that. First, focus on clearing CAT and XAT. Then you'll have enough time to work on your interviews and GDs. And I'm pretty sure iQUANTA will also help you in this regard in your PI prep. So don't worry too much about it. Just be confident. Uh, just don't get intimidated by anyone else, because you are you and no one can take away that fact, right? So you are you. Believe in yourself, be confident, don't compare yourself with anyone else, because there will be people who are way better than you, but there will also be people who are, not as good as you. There will be a mix of people. So as I say, comparison is the thief of joy. Don't compare. Be confident. Be you, and I'm pretty sure you'll do well. Don't worry too much about it. Okay, that was the last question. Uh, did I miss any question? Let me see. I think I've answered. Okay, yeah, another question. How many mocks per week one should solve? Again, there is no hard and fast rule that you have to solve these many mocks, a week. It depends on the phase of the preparation that you are at. So, for example, if you are just starting now, I I hope you are not starting right now. But yeah, if you are starting right now, probably giving a mock one every 2 weeks would be fine. And as you move along, increase the frequency of mocks that you give. I used to give one mock every weekend for sure. And as the exam came closer, I gave two mocks, right? Two mocks every week, if I remember correctly, and maybe 1 or 2 weeks where I gave three mocks. But the thing is, it's not the number of mocks that you are giving, right? After giving a mock, you have to properly analyze the mock. You have to see where you are going wrong. You have to see where you are going right, because you have to make sure that you are right in the exam as well, right? So you don't have. You should make sure that the questions you are correct, which you're doing right now, should you should also be doing those questions right in the exam. And the question that you're doing wrong right now, you have to learn. You have to make sure that you do those questions right as well in the exam. So analysis is the key part in anyone's preparation. So even if you give like 100 marks with no proper analysis, it's useless. It's useless. Uh, so analysis after every mock is the key. So make sure that you don't overdo the number of mocks per week. Make sure that you give enough time to analyze the mock. So for example, I used to give, let's say today is Saturday. Is today Saturday? Okay, I think it is Saturday. But okay. If today I give a mock in the morning, I should after the mock I should take some rest. Then I should you should start analyzing the entire paper. I used to solve the questions again, which I didn't get in the exam. I used to solve them without seeing the key. If I didn't get it, I used to solve. I used to see the key and again solve the question on my own. So the analysis part would take me close to 1.5 day, right? So that's how deeply I used to analyze. Thanks, I got to and I got to know the importance of the analysis thanks to my friends and my mentor. So it doesn't matter how many mocks that you give per week, as long as you properly analyze every mock that you give, right? So there's no hard and fast rule on number of mocks that you have to give. And yeah, I hope I answered your question. Harshit, thank you so much. Means a lot. Thank you. Harshit, I think I should start that trip after CAT. What do you say? Yeah, I would say that should be the plan because CAT is something which is less than 1 month away, so you have to focus more on CAT. After that, you have another month for XAT. So, and also there are a lot of things common between CAT and XAT. So, it's not that you shouldn't completely leave away XAT, but probably focus more on CAT right now than XAT. After CAT is done, you can completely shift your focus onto XAT. Again, you can join iQUANTA's uh, class today at 4 p.m. and you can know more about it. You can know how to plan your preparation. So they'll take care of it. Don't worry. Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for being here. Okay, so I think, yeah, I think that's the end of the questions. I'll stay here for 3 more minutes till 2. If you have any other questions, shoot, or else we are good. I'll be waiting here. Okay, I think we are good. All the best, everyone. I hope you make it into your dream B schools. I hope you crack all the exams and interviews, and all the best for that. And thank you for tuning in. And yeah, see you soon. Okay, okay. I got another question. Shovik Chatterjee, not able to remember what I read in VRC during the first grade, which thus wastes a lot of time. How to improve? Okay, this is the last question that I'm gonna take. So, Shavik, what helped me during my preparation was that when I used to read a particular RC, I used to jot down the main points of each paragraph. Uh, it's called note mapping. So basically, your notes shouldn't be too long, consuming too much of your time, and it should be just right enough to help you recall things better, help you so if for example if there's a question about something, if you see the question you should know where exactly in the RC you should be looking at. That's how your note should be. So just try to jot down the main points, and I hope that will help you recall the content better. So yeah, Shobik. And practice is the key. Solve as many answers as you can every single day if that's your weak point, because answers you can't take it lightly, because there are four answers, 16 questions. That's a lot of weightage, right? So focus more on that. Tanmay, according to you, should I prioritize on studying that specific topics or prioritizing that exam due to my cards? Uh, I don't think you should do that. Give every exam that you have a fair shot. Write CAT, write XAT. Prepare for everything. Don't take one lightly. But there are not many, XAT specific topics, right? And even if there are, I'm pretty sure iQUANTA will take care of that. So you don't have to worry too much about it. Just focus on your prep and all the best. Shall we? Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. And I hope I answered your question as well, Tanmay. It was nice talking to you all. All the best. See you on the other side. Thank you.